Welcome, everyone. And looks like we have a full house today. Thank you. And welcome to Restaurant Week 2020.
My great-grandparents moved to Bayview in 1945. They came to Bayview from Texas in order to work at the shipyard. I would sit there and watch my grandmother cook and taught me how to bake. She was an avid baker, entertainer, and caterer. She made sure she got the best ingredients. She didn't cut corners. I'm carrying on that tradition.
In partnership with Bon Appetit, the Tastemaker at Chase Center program gives locally owned food and beverage vendors an opportunity to apply to have a presence inside Chase Center and get their product in front of millions of fans that visit the arena throughout the year. 7 to 6 months, after we hit the pandemic. For us on the NBA side, March 11th, we announced that we were going to not have fans for the first time, knowing that this was heading our way. Internally, what we decided to do, we actually created different partners from different departments, collaborated together to create a kind of a task force to really cater to our tastemakers, but also to our small businesses and getting innovative ideas.
So now, I would like to present our first panelist. His name is Robin Abad. He's the director of the Shared Space Program and a true visionary urbanist.
So it really is an honor to be here and share some of the successes that are really group successes. Shared Spaces is a big community effort. And Shared Spaces is a program of the Economic Recovery Task Force convened by Mayor London Breed and Board President EA. This was one of the city's earliest and biggest responses to the economic crisis that we saw coming along with COVID. So this allows you all to move your business operations out of doors, onto the sidewalk, into that parking lane, and even into the street in order to more safely operate outside. You all told us that you wanted shared spaces to continue kind of forever. And so, 3/4 of respondents so far have told us that, most permits expire on December 31, 2020. Those are going to be extended to June 30, 2021, to the end of the fiscal year. So please go to Shared Spaces, sf.gov/shared spaces for information, or you can also email me and my team at sharedspaces@sfgov.org.
My name is Manny. I'm a small business owner. I own a restaurant, event space, bookstore, bar, and coffee shop. Lots of different things on the corner of 16th and Valencia. Voss asked me to talk a little bit about Valencia, the street that I'm on the board of the Merchants Association on. First, I want to just say, I'm a relatively new San Franciscan. I moved here 8 years ago. Been blessed to have a small business on Valencia, at the corner of Valencia and 16th. And Valencia is my favorite street in San Francisco. Sorry to everyone else that has small businesses in other streets, but what I love about Valencia is it is one of the longest continuous stretches of independently owned small businesses on the West Coast. There's independent businesses all the way from Dubose till Cesar Chavez on Valencia. And you can still walk into every single business and the owner will be there and you can talk to them and develop a relationship with them. And I think that's one of the things that small business is about. It's about connecting individuals with dreams and passions to the community that they're in. One of the reasons why I chose 16th and Valencia for my spot is 16th and Valencia is an intersection of so many different kinds of San Francisco. You have folks that have moved here for the most recent gold rush, the technology gold rush, with folks that are living in permanent supportive housing, lots of working families, folks that speak all different kinds of languages. It is a historically Latino district, or predominantly Latino district, and part of town. You still feel that on Valencia and 16th. When I heard that the city was considering using a street closure as an option, I worked really hard for 2 months to petition to the city to let Valencia be one of those streets. We have a very high density of retail and restaurants, and we have a lot of business owners who, were hanging on by their shirts. And I'm happy to say that the street closure has been a huge success on Valencia. It has allowed multiple dozen businesses to make it through to this part of the pandemic. So far, we're still holding on. We haven't lost any businesses on Valencia within the street closure since we closed the street down. There is joy on Valencia right now.
Yes.
There is joy on that street. You can experience it, and it is a salve to the times that we're in right
As
now.
they say, I'm April Spears, aka Auntie Aprils. I first and foremost am a Bayview, San Francisco native. I myself, like Yvonne Hines' grandfather, my grandfather moved here from Shreveport, Louisiana to work in the shipyard as well. So I'm deeply rooted here in the community. I decided to open Auntie Aprils back in 2008 here in the heart of the community to provide a place that our youth could look up to and come to, and just feel at home. A positive image for the community, a meeting ground, a meeting place for the motherless, the fatherless, and the in-betweens. So I'm happy to say that we're more than just a restaurant. We're definitely a family. Couple of years fast forward, I became the owner of Cafe Envy, which is located in a historic location here in Bayview, formerly the Monte Carlo, which is one of our old legacy businesses. Decades and decades of history there in that building. So it was an honor to be able to open a cafe and bar in such an iconic location for a community. And that space has been a refuge for our community during this pandemic. I think we were one of the first restaurants to reopen with the outside dining. But due to COVID, I was able to serve much more of my community through SF New Deal and World Central Kitchen by providing food, lunches for our homeless population, seniors, senior populations in our public housing. So I've been able to be a blessing through my kitchen to the greater parts of the city and communities.
I'm here to talk about Chinatown, and it's a place I grew up. I grew up in San Francisco. I'm a native. Went to Chinese school in the neighborhoods. The nuns kicked me out of kindergarten, so you can imagine what kind of kid I was then. So I had to go the public school route. You have the buildings that are they're so colorful, and it's the pagoda shapes, and people they take so many pictures. Now that we have closed streets, I think Manny and Chinatown were the first two that started on the closed streets. On the Washington Street, that hill, they've got restaurants there. On Jackson Street, there's restaurants there that are open. And then on Grant Avenue, we've got the Dim Sum Corner. They've done the first weekend, people were so ready to come out. They ran out of food. They ran out of noodles, and they had to go down to a couple of doors to the Far East Cafe and say, hey, can we get some of your noodles to bring over to our restaurant? So, it shows like Manny's community and April's community, that people in our communities, our respective communities, are really friends there. And we also started a Chinatown food program. And I think, April, you did the San Francisco New Deal. It was kind of the same thing in Chinatown, where we would feed the people in the single room occupancies, so they wouldn't have to use the community kitchens as much. And the seniors who really didn't have any way of getting food to them, I 50,000 meals plus. And counting it.
I spend a lot of my time on the ground in the Tenderloin, so many of you may not be familiar with me. I tend to stay out of the limelight, but I also know that advocacy is important. I first noticed when they were first starting outdoor dining, before the program got started, Danny Saunter, who lives in North Beach, and he's currently running for District 3 supervisor. He started the whole concept of wanting to expand sidewalks, wanting to close streets, right when COVID had started. So when no one really wanted to go out. And that's really when I started paying attention. And then I saw Hayes Valley, I saw the incredible work Manny was doing. And then I tried to I advocated for the Tenderloin. And it was rough at first, but with the help of boss, with the help of everyone from the SFMTA, OEWD, as well as District 6 Supervisor Matt Haney, we have put together a wonderful outdoor dining program that includes not only dining, but shopping and family recreation activities. In Urban Alchemy, we've found something new, that we can basically just create a relationship with all Tenderloin residents, housed and unhoused. And that's created a safe environment for everyone.
And remember, with the lack of tourists in our city during these times, we encourage everyone to venture outside of their neighborhoods and be a tourist in your own town. Be well, eat well, and remember to shop local and shop small. Cheers.